Celebrity Big Brother episode 15 and 16. And last night I was absolutely raging at Fern because of the way she spoke to Nikita when all he said was that stripes were in fashion. And then last night she was in the diary room and she was like, oh, I upset him by accident. And it was an accident. And I was like, no, it wasn't. And then she says, oh, I mean, maybe he just doesn't, he's not used to spending time with older ladies or whatever. And I was like, she's in her mind, right? She thinks that he's the problem here, when actually she's the problem. She's the one who brought it up and then spent ages going, oh, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. And I was like, if it's not a big deal, why the fuck did you bring it up? She was doing my nothing. So then they ended up playing the game where they had to run around the house with balloons and pop them with pins. And Nikita accidentally pushed Fern into the seat and she banged her head, right? So after that, Big Brother wanted them to carry on playing, and Nikita was like, no, it's a stupid game. Like, who lets people run around with pins? And I was like, that is so me. I'd be like, health and safety, right? We cannot be running about the house with pins in our hands. This is fucking stupid. Not to mention the fact that I also am not running. Like, I wouldn't run if my life depended on it. So half the house went as Chinese, and they were like, oh, I feel really bad now. And David was like, oh, I know, I almost can't enjoy it. And I was like, aye, right. I didn't make a video last night because I was actually annoyed because in episode 14 in Late and Live they were saying, oh, there's going to be a surprise eviction, so tune in tomorrow night. So then I tuned in and they didn't tell you who was evicted. They do that quite a lot on Big Brother. They always say, oh, this is going to happen tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes and they're like, that'll come back tomorrow. And it's like, no, don't lead me into a false sense of security. What was even the point in telling me there was going to be a surprise eviction and to come back if I just need to wait till the next night? So in tonight's show they told the housemates that they were getting a surprise and that they were going to the rendezvous, and they were all like, oh my god, we're going to see our friends and family, and they were like so excited. So obviously we knew that there was going to be an eviction, right? So I thought, right, I bet you they do this, and then the last person who goes in is the one who's getting evicted. So it's probably going to be Fern or Lou. So the first person they called was David, and his best friend came in and he was all excited and all that, and I was like, oh, that's nice, right? Then Louis went in, and I don't know if he's married or if he's got a boyfriend or kids. I don't know anything about him really, right? And I thought, all right, well, he must not be evicted then. It must be Fern. And then Sunita came out, so I was like, all right, okay, fair enough. Next was Coulson, and he was obviously really happy to see who it was that came in. I don't know if that was his girlfriend, but he was obviously really happy to see her, right? And I was like, that's nice. Nothing too emotional going on here. I can't remember the exact order, but I think Nikita was next. His girlfriend came out and I was like, oh, it's quite emotional, right? It's getting a bit sad. Fern went in and her daughter came out, right? So I was like, right, she's not went last either, so obviously they're not going to evict the last person going in. They're just still going to meet their friends and family, and then they'll probably be like, yay, like emotional, like that was so great. And then they're going to evict somebody. No. So then Bradley went in and they were all excited and they were like, yeah, who's it going to be his boyfriend? Oh, he's got his mum. I'm so excited for him, right? And he was sitting there and the music was playing and it was like Billie Eilish or something, and I was like that, something's going on here, right? Now, even though the whole episode, I thought the final person who goes in there is going to get evicted, I wasn't expecting him to be evicted. I was expecting it to be Fern or Lou. So I was just confused, right? But then when I was hearing the music, I was like that. Oh no, right? This is harsh, man. And then AJ came out. Now keep in mind, right, that I don't have a favourite in the house. Bradley's not like my favourite to win or anything, right? I've got no emotional attachment to anybody. But I was like, this is harsh. It's literally just finished, so I'm still emotional, as you can tell, right? AJ came out. And he was obviously waiting on his friends and family to come out. And I was like, you'd be so devastated, right? If you were waiting on your husband or like your daughter or your dog or anybody, right, to come out. And then AJ came out and she sat down. It's actually emotional. But am I like? But she was evicting him, right? And she was actually getting upset. She looked as if she was going to cry. And he was like all happy. And he was like, oh, thanks very much, and blah, blah, blah. And I just thought, oh my god, like, this is actually devastating, right? you can hear that I'm about to cry, but at the time I was bawling and I thought, this is so harsh. This is like almost as harsh as Big Brother Australia. Because as you know, that's my favourite, right? But sometimes it's harsh in ways where you're like that, oh my god, like I can't even believe that happened. And sometimes it's sad. But it was just how excited he was to see his friends and family, and then AJ just came in and I was like, it's too much. Obviously the rest of the house were watching this, and they had just met the friends and family, and they were like so happy, like they were elated, right? I know a lot of people say, oh, it's only been 3 weeks, right? But as we know, being in the Big Brother house is like, it feels like months, right? Instead of weeks. And they were so happy, and then the next thing, their friend was being evicted, like just out of the blue like that. And I was like, Big Brother really plays with your emotions, right? And Nikita was like devastated, and so was David. And I was devastated. I'm not even in there, I don't even know him. You should have seen the state of me. But he went out and he was like happy, he was smiling, and he was like, thanks so much, Big Brother, for the experience and all that. I was like, holy fuck, man. I'm still nearly greeting over it. I finished like half an hour ago. So he left the house, and I was literally just like shocked that Louis and Fern were still in the house. And to be fair, I don't not like Louis, but he was doing my head in the other night when he kept going, oh, he's into win, she's into win, they'll do anything to win. And I was like, they're playing a game. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's okay. Like, I personally wouldn't be going in there to win. I'd be going in to get to the final, and it wouldn't matter if I won or not, but I'm not a competitive person. But these other people are in there to play a game, like Marisha said. I didn't watch all of the late and live show, but I did watch Bradley's interview. And I was like, he seems like such a nice person, you know? And he was sitting there and he's like, I'm just so grateful to have this opportunity. And I love it when people are like that. Because even though so many people think that Big Brother and reality TV is shit, like it's so good. There's so many people, right, that want to be on Big Brother. Me being one of them. And it's literally like a lifelong dream. The chances of going in there, it's like, the chances are just so little, right? That I love it when people go in and they're like that. I'm just so thankful that I've had this opportunity. And I suppose it's the same with Love Island, and that's why I was so annoyed at Ekin-Su, because she went onto a show that I'm sure a lot of people would like to go on, but she's so embarrassed by it, and she's like, oh, it's embarrassing and people judge me and all that. And it's like, well, do you know what? Keep that in mind when you're fucking raking the money in for all your products and brand deals that you've got cause it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's different if you come out and everybody hates you. But tonight's episode was good. It was such an emotional roller coaster, and then tomorrow night's the finale. And I think that either David or Nikita's going to win. And I would be happy for either of them to win, actually. Let me know in the comments who you think is going to win. And also, did you cry when Bradley got evicted? My god. Like, I'm such a sensitive person, right? But like, oof, you should have seen me. But anyway, I'll see you tomorrow.